Limited, which is India's first piggery integrator unit. Along with the co-founder Arindam Hazarika, Sir founded the company and tirelessly worked with more than 5,000 smallholder farmers in Northeast India to introduce them to the mainstream and organized marketing channels. He spearheads the production and technology verticals and has introduced various value-added products under the brand name Choice Pork and Just Oink. He completed his engineering from Jorat Engineering College, Assam, and is also an MBA from IBS Hyderabad. He has previously worked with various organizations and has over 17 years of rich industry and academic experience. Prior to Arohan Foods, he worked previously with Tata Chemicals Limited in Mumbai, and currently he is pursuing his PhD with research focus on competitiveness of smallholder farmers. And he is working in IoT-based devices, Internet of Things-based devices that will highly benefit life of the smallholder farmers. I welcome you, sir, for delivering expert lecture on scope of value addition in pork in India and the role of smallholder farmers. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much. I would like to thank everyone for inviting me for this webinar. A special thanks to Dr. Pavan, who called me up to let me know about this wonderful session that we are going to have today. And I'm very happy to see that over 291 participants are there. I'll just share my screen so that you can take this forward. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. I met Dr. Pavan, and I've been to your esteemed institute around 5-6 years back when wanted to learn more about product development. That was the phase when Arohan Foods was looking into various tying up with various research institutions across the country to learn about meat processing. You see, Dr. Simranjit has given an very nice introduction about me. I am not a veterinarian, so that way I'm pretty handicapped in a lot of things which I do today because I do not have the base. However, I will equal any one of you in passion for this in this field, and perhaps that is why I have we have me and Arindam have ventured into a field uh, called like meat processing. In today's discussion that we are going to have, we're going to talk about three things. Three things, as in the first is entrepreneurship. The second is something which you all are much more knowledgeable about than me. That's meat processing. And third, about being young, right? I think that sums up the topic very well. So let's start. Like I said, entrepreneurship, meat processing, and something about startup and in the way ahead. And I would request anyone, all of you, in case you have any thing to ask me during the presentation, please don't hesitate to stop me and ask me in between. Sometimes it happens that you will be waiting for the questions till the end of the session, but rather I would like it to be a more of an interactive session. Is that fine?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go. Let's proceed. Now, what is entrepreneurship? Who is an entrepreneur? Right now, let's talk. With this is about meat processing. Let's talk about the ingredients required to become an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is someone who creates something. It's not about copying. It's about creating. If you see an opportunity and you think that there is an opportunity there and you want to create something, I think that person is an entrepreneur. The willingness to understand something thoroughly. It's not about just having an overview knowledge about any particular topic and plunging into it. No, you need to have an in-depth knowledge in that field to pursue in that particular sector. I think an entrepreneur is a person who gives 100% to something that he loves. It's about commitment and passion. Like I said in the very beginning, I'm not a veterinarian, neither is Orindam. We had very little knowledge about meat processing. And today we have created over 60 products that only from pork in our organization. This we have done by burning the midnight oil, learning new things, experimenting. We never hesitated to experiment. And that's how we started this journey. And today I'm so happy that choice pork is very well accepted in the market. And the third thing that is required in an entrepreneur is that, are you willing to deep dive? Will you take the risks? Because starting something has got its own risk. When we started Arohan Foods, it was me and Arindam. We both were working in different organizations. I was working in Tata Chemicals. Arindam was working in Kotak Mahindra Bank. He was doing pretty well. He was one of the youngest branch managers across the Kotak group in India. I was perhaps the youngest person to handle the biggest customers in the Tata Chemicals portfolio. Still, we left our jobs and we took a stand to start something in which we had very little knowledge because we saw an opportunity. We knew that we are going to learn during our journey and progress so far. This is about being an entrepreneur, about taking the deep dive, accepting the risks, and enjoying the risks in the way. When I say enjoy, you know, today if you offer me any job in the world, where any job in the world, I'm not going to take it. Reason is very simple. I will not enjoy anything because in our journey there might be ups and downs, but it is fun. It is really fun to have those risks associated. An entrepreneur is a balance of the right aptitude and the right attitude. Now, as young veterinarians, all of you are young veterinarians, I'm told, in the field of veterinary science, one of the most versatile disciplines in the country as of today, a much in demand, stream as of today. You already have the aptitude. If you can take care of animals, if you can diagnose a particular disease, if you can understand a living organism, living thing, then I think all of you have got the aptitude. You just need to have the right attitude to become an entrepreneur. If you really want to start something, because this is organized by the entrepreneurship development cell of your organization, I'm just telling you this, that if you really want to start something, nobody can stop you because you already have the brains. You just need to put your hearts into it. So let's see whether you people are entrepreneurs or not. What it takes. You just have to ask yourself a few questions. Are you the inventor? Do you just read your books and accept it as it is? Or do you want to understand why a thing happens? Do you try to understand the logic behind it? Do you try to understand the science behind it? Do you understand the intricacies behind it? Do you really just read it for the sake of an examination, or do you study it to understand? Are you going to have your knowledge base to invent something? I think that's an entrepreneur. If you have it in you, you are an entrepreneur. Are you willing to find the opportunity? When you go to a retail shop, do you just buy something which you need, or do you want to see what are the other things that there are there? When you are on a journey, do you want to understand what things are doing, what people are doing across? If you are trying to find an opportunity everywhere, you are an entrepreneur. And if you have the ability to take the idea, identify the opportunity, match your idea with the opportunity and create, I think that is what makes you the champion. So how many of you are actually interested in becoming an entrepreneur? Can I have a few yes and no's?
Yes, man.
Okay, how many of you will actually want to have? I heard only two or three out of 250. So I think only a few of you really want to become an
Yes,
entrepreneur. Okay, okay, nice. I think some of them are still hesitant to say the yes. But you see, what is happening in India right now is when we started a decade back, being an entrepreneur was not something you know glamorous. When we started, it was not a glamorous thing, especially in the Northeast. It was not. The glamorous thing 20 years back was to do a government job. The glamorous thing 10 years back was to do a government job or join an MNC. But the glamorous thing today in today's world is the startup. Because today, Sachin Tendulkar and Sachin Bansal are the same. They are still superheroes because they have taken India to the new heights. And today there are more entrepreneurs, people who want to be more entrepreneurs than just do a job. And I think that is a very welcome step. Unfortunately, although I meet a lot of entrepreneurs across the country, I do not see many veterinarians in the field. Most of the veterinarians that I meet are people who are either working towards the government job, because in Assam, uh, at least in Assam, most of the people here take up government jobs, and many people join the multinationals. But I think it is the right time for veterinarians to take the plunge, because I will show you where the opportunity lies in the next few slides. Yeah, Dr. Pavan, hello. Yeah, I'll continue. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, this is the map of how people get their protein sources across the world. We are clubbed somewhere here in South Asia. FAO clubs the Indian subcontinent as South Asia. If you look at this particular slide, you will see that in India, it's mostly, not only in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Maldives, Bhutan, Nepal. The primary source of meat is still buffalo and chicken. If you look at protein sources, expand the thing from meat to protein, then probably cattle milk also takes a very, very big chunk. Now, in this entire circle, in this entire pie, if you look at this, pork is only a very, very minuscule, very, very small segment. Compare that with East and Southeast Asia. You see, East and Southeast Asia, it's primarily pork. But in India and India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan, you see the pork takes a very, very small chunk. And that is probably why pork does not have the glamour associated with other meat sources like chicken or buffalo. So was it a right decision for Arohan Foods to start a journey in pork? We will discuss why we took the plunge and where we saw the opportunity. Now, if this is the pork segment in the South, in the Indian subcontinent, this is India. In India, 97% of the meat consumed, any meat, you take a chicken, you take a pork, you take it, only chicken and pork is processed. So you will see that 97% of the meat is sold as fresh, and only 3% is processed. Was it a good thing to start in processed food industry? One was pork, choosing pork. The other was choosing processed food. It is a small chunk within a small chunk. But if you look at the population of India, they say that 10% of Indians take pork, and that 10% uh, of the population that takes pork in India is bigger than any European country out there. And we saw that opportunity. We saw that opportunity that India, percentage in terms of percentage, might be a small percentage of pork eaters, but in terms of number of people, it is more. And India is a country which is getting richer day by day. And I think that is where we see that the processed pork industry would grow, will definitely grow. And we were not wrong. If you look at the world's fastest growing processed meat industries, India is the second fastest growing country out there. It's India is even faster growing than China. If you look at comparable population, in India, the processed meat industry is growing at a much higher rate than it is growing in China and Brazil. It is second only to Indonesia, which is 26.7, and India is 22%. And, and I think this is how you need to look at opportunities. Opportunities are not what you see today. Opportunities are those which will happen in the future. What we did 10 years back is showing us the results 10 years later. We started somewhere around 2011, our research. We started the company in 2013. Today, 7 years later, 2020, we have over 5,000 farmers who are growing their pigs only for our own foods. And I think that is how you should look at opportunities. So when I say opportunities are not what you probably will see in today's market. If you have seen anything in today's market, probably there are 10 other companies who are already doing it. But if you really have the acumen, if you really have the attitude and the attitude, then you will see the opportunities of the future. This is what we anticipated 10 years back. And today the results are here. When we started processed pork, there was only a few companies who was doing pork sausages. Most of the sausages, especially in the Northeast, were coming from countries like Sri Lanka, coming from countries like Netherlands. Today, I'm very happy to say that in India, there are at least 20 different companies who are making pork products. There are maybe 50 or 200 small companies who are processing meat. In the Northeast itself, every state has got 2 or 3 different pork processing units out here. And there's a complete stop of imports. India has become self-sustainable in processed pork today. And with the growing market, I think processed pork will take a bigger chunk than this 3% of today. And eventually you will see that fresh pork will become smaller and smaller, because the way people are looking at the wet market is changing, especially after the COVID-19 pandemic. The people are really focusing on how to change the wet market scenario in India. And once the wet market scenario is gone, then more and more processed meat will come. And when I say processed, it's not just about processing means making it into an emulsified product or a value-added product. Processing meat might also mean packaging in a very, very self hygienic condition, right? Very, very primary processing can also be called as processed meat. Moving on. This is about Just Oink. When we started this brand, we called it, when our first brand was Choice Pork Natural. The Choice Pork Natural was because we wanted to choose the pigs from the farmers, get the choicest cuts from the pigs, and make it into a product. Eventually, last year, we had some great in things, and we launched a product called Just Oink. Unfortunately, we just after launching, the pandemic happened, so it is not in the market yet. So we are calling ourselves now the Just Oink brand. Why Just Oink? Is because there are so many different products that can be made from pork. You know it better than me. You know, you people are, you have taken up this subject much more in a fundamental sense than me. So you know better what can be done from the pig. We created some 60 products from pork, 60 different varieties of pork products in 5 different segments. One was the value-added cuts. The other was the emulsified products. We had wet cured and dry cured products and the ambient products. One of the ambient products is in collaboration with your institute. That was the pork pickle. In pork pickle, we now have around 4 varieties of pork pickle in the market. One new variety that we are trying is with the new superfood of jackfruit. So pork with jackfruit is something that we are researching on. And when I say this, and why I say this is, the more you get in depth in the field of making products from pork, you will see that pork is one of the most versatile meats, and you can do so many things with pork. Chicken is limited, mutton is limited, buffalo is limited, but pork, you can do a lot of versatile products with pork. Things that we need to do in the future, and I think we are working on this. One of them is dry cured ham. We have been able to stop imports from various countries, but still the costliest imports are still coming from Denmark, and that's dry cured ham. 1 kg of dry cured ham today sells for 10,000 rupees, and that needs around 12 months of curing. And I think this is one field which we need to focus on for India to have their own dry cured ham, a signature dry cured ham. We tried something called lopcheong as in Chinese sausages. It was pretty decent. This is something like lopcheong. So these are a sweet tasting sausages, and I think there is a market for that. India still does not have a good hot dog. Now, when we have a hot dog out there in abroad, and the hot dogs that we have in India, we still don't find the good quality hot dogs. A hot dog would be their hot dogs are a mixture of 3 different meats. So we in India, we have religious sentiments associated with meats. So probably that's why we cannot have a multi meat recipe for hot dogs, but we need to have one of those. India still needs summer sausages. Summer sausages are ambient dry cured sausages, which you can just have it without freezing them, and a pork jerky. We have tried jerky in many ways, but the cell stability is still in question. But a pork jerky would be very nice to have in the future. Okay. Till now, we have been discussing about what Arohan did in the field of meat processing. Now, the meat processing, if we look at in a silo, is only when it starts when we have the meat. But Arohan did not stop there. Arohan went a step further. What happened was, to get good quality meat, we needed good quality pigs. And in India, that is still something which we are looking for. Assam, if you look at the whole pig production in the country, Assam is the highest producing state of pigs. We have over 2 million pigs. Now, this 2 million pigs that we have Are they of good quality? There is a big question mark on that. We needed good breeds, we needed good farm management, we needed hygiene in the field, which was missing out, which was lacking. So we went into a series of things over the last 4 5 years. Last 4 5 years, we have been investing heavily on the people. On the people, we have, in fact, let go of many of the markets because we think that right now the time is to invest all our resources on the people, and that's where we have seen very good results. First thing that we did was, can we make good quality pig housing, orderless, hygiene, and neat and clean for the pigs? Here, we saw a lot of research papers being published by both the Assam Agricultural University as well as the National Research Center on Pig and the ICR NRC on Pig. We experimented. We started our experiment some 6 years back. 3 years back, we went for in a bigger scale. Last year, we launched one of our signature products, which made all our pig houses order free. It's completely orderless, and it is made of bamboo. It's not made of concrete. It's not required for slated floors. There is no requirement for importing of products. This can be done by a smallholder farmer in their own premises, and it is as neat and clean as it can be. This uses natural resources available to the farmer. We just introduced one component which was missing. That was the IMO. Now, what happens in India when we look at modernization, when we look at technology, we always look west. But west might not be our only answer. West might not be have the solution based for India. So we looked east, and we found that this is a very, very well accepted practice in Korea, and especially in Japan also, and in many parts of China also this is done. So we implemented this in Assam, and we have got very good results. Adoption rate is very, very good. This housing is only 15 square feet for the farmer, for per animal, and we have seen that the pigs become resilient to a lot of diseases because of this. Once we had the housing in place, we needed to look at the feed. You know better again, the feed for any livestock is the primary cost. And one of the reasons why backyard farming in India is limited to a few pigs is because they cannot afford to have more bought feed. So we did something called in situ feed manufacturing in their own houses. This product is not in the market yet. We are testing this. We have tied up with the government of Arunachal Pradesh to have a testing of these products in Arunachal Pradesh. This process uses the low-cost silage feed using resources like cassava leaves and water hyacinth. Water hyacinth is a major problem in Assam. Most of our ponds are filled with with water hyacinth, and people don't know what to do with it. So we said, can we introduce it as part of our feed solution? We also took samples of cassava leaves, prepared as silage. We got it tested in the NRC on pig, and we had a wonderful feed of around 15% protein, and cost was zero. And that's what took us to the next level, and we said, let us standardize this into, this is nothing but LAB. So we are just trying to standardize this so that it can go to many people. So with proper housing and proper feed, the pigs started growing. The pigs started growing fast, and growing healthy. What we needed next was management. So what we learn in our textbooks, our farmers do not know that. And most often what we do was we give uh, lectures, we gave them training, and we repeated those trainings, but they always get back, they do not have anything to bank on because they are also tied up in different ways. So we started giving them calculators. We gave them started making tools for them, simple tools. Like this is one tool that gives when to sell the animal. This is a tool to understand the mating cycle of a pig. Then there are tools to understand the feeding cycle. There are tools to calculate the feed, what feed to be given and when to be given. All these tools started making a change. These are absolutely nothing in terms of these are pieces of paper, but when a farmer gets them, they do enjoy it, they do keep it, and it started uh, making a difference in their lives. So we had clean pigs, better fed, better managed, and we needed this. At one point of time, we were selling our products in the Taj, the Radisson, the Nature's Basket, the you know, you name it, name any hypercities and everywhere. Our farmers were not making the money. We used to buy it from the mandi and we used to process it and sell it. Then we started buying directly from the farmer, but even then it was only they were getting only what they used to get at the mandi price. But now what we have done is that we have started making pork points for them in their villages. These are small outlets, meat selling. Whatever we need, we buy from them at the retail price, not at the live weight price. And whatever they have, they sell it at a retail price in their own location. Whatever proceeds they have, they sell it from these points. You'll ask me why? Why are we doing this? What benefit do we have? See, we don't processing is still 3%. We don't need all the meat that they have. So whatever we need, we buy from them at the retail price and still make money. But at the same time, we build a relationship with the farmer because building that relationship with the farmer is very, very important. And since they are now earning more from the pigs they are raising, they are taking good care of the pigs. They are giving good feed for the pigs. And in turn, this becomes a good input for us. And with good inputs, you get a good output. And that is what makes choice box stand out from the rest of the crowd. So we had another entire chain, right from big housing, feed, management, and sales. What we did not have was a slaughtering play house. We did not have a abattoir in place. It was still being done in the unhygienic practices in the villages. All those animals we required, we brought them to our abattoir, but still in the villages, it was difficult for them to have it. So last year, Dr. Trilochan Mohapatra, the Director General of ICAR, launched the low-cost slaughterhouse, which was developed by ICAR, Rani. And this unit is set up in the premises of the farmer. So these are small abattoirs which cost very less, but is as hygienic as it can be. These are FSSAI registered slaughterhouses. They follow all the norms of food safety. They follow all the norms of hygienic meat practices, and the cost also is not very high. This can come up at only 15 rupees a unit. The cost is recovered in a span of 3 to 4 months time at the volume that they operate. Right. So this is what we did last year. Unfortunately, we were planning to have 50 of these units across the places. Due to the pandemic, we had to wait for it. But eventually, we will have this 50 units that we plan. So far, any questions from any one of you?
Can you explain the flooring plan again, please?
This
Flooring
one?
plan. This one.
This one, right? Okay. So, okay, let me go back to asking you a very basic question. What does a animal actually need in terms of housing?
Comfortability.
Absolutely right. Comfortability. They need to be comfortable. They need to be protected from the heat. They need to be protected from the weather conditions, and all the litter that they is produced from the pig needs to be disposed of. Right now, a pig has got its own natural behavior. Right, the more natural the pig can live, the more comfortable they will be. Unfortunately, what has happened is, as humans, we tend to think about our comfort more than the pig's comfort. Because we need to clean the pig shed, we started making it. We started off first by making it concrete, then by making it concrete slated. Now we have polycarbonate slated floors, which makes our life easy. But does it actually help the pig? Does the pig actually need a slated floor or a concrete floor? Absolutely not. It is for our comfort that we have designed our pig houses in such ways. Now, this is a Korean method that they adopted. What they do is they make a living bed. This is called as a living bed system, LBS. In the living bed system, they have different layers of material. The first layer is they put wood, then they put green matter, and then they put the sawdust and rice husk and what dried water hyacinth and the high fibrous matter. In this matter, in this layer is made in such a way, and then they introduce indigenous microorganisms in this bed. When the indigenous microorganisms grow in this field and they multiply in this field, it becomes a living bed. Now, whenever the litter falls in this bed, the litter is nothing but food for microorganisms, right? So before any harmful microorganisms can come and get those litter matter, our beneficial microorganisms that are already introduced in the living bed decomposes the litter matter. So the pigs, when any form of litter, any form of feed, excess feed that goes into this bed is decomposed within this area. That is one. The other thing is, these pigs have a habit of snouting. When I say snouting, what they need is they need to put their nose and keep on digging. Because this litter size is over 1 meter, so they can actually behave in their natural manner. They do not have to have an artificial environment. So that makes them comfortable. Third is, during the winters when it is very chill, because this is a living bed, this gives them warmth. It really gives them warmth, so they feel comfortable in this bedding. During the summers, because there is an open space in the thing, they move out to that particular area where they are allowed to wallow. Pigs also love to wallow. Pigs do not have sweat glands, right? So they also love to wallow. So there's a wallowing area, and then they have a wonderful warm bed for them to sleep in. Does it answer my question?
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. So if you're really interested in this, you should read more about the litter system or the living bed system, LBS, that is called, and papers on this. They have done wonderful studies, and they have done fantastic ways to do this. In fact, what has happened, before it reached India, it went to the African countries. If you look at any of the African smallholders today in Kenya or any of the countries who are taking piggery in a big way, they all have adopted this mechanism. Before, Korea was much nearer to us, but it went to Africa first. Any other questions from anyone? I think we were here, right? So till now, I will not term whatever we did as a very high-tech thing. What we did was adopted papers which were already written by great scientists, great innovators in the field of piggery research in India. We took, basically we were providing the extension services to our farmers of what was already there in the labs. We just took the technology from the lab to the field. Beyond this, we started working again. We started thinking what can be done, what can be done in a better way, what can be done in a more concrete way. And we thought of this. Let's say you are buying a piece of meat anywhere in the world. I'm not saying anywhere in India, anywhere in the world. Do you know where the meat is coming from? We know theoretically that traceable meat is a fantastic thing, right? But is traceable meat a possibility in India? When I said traceable meat, what I meant was you take a piece of meat, you scan a QR code in the meat, and automatically you understand where the meat has come from, at what temperature was it stored, when it was it packed, where was it processed, in which lot was it processed, and not only that, from where was the meat sourced. Is this something that we can look at? The entire cycle from a farmer's house, and I'm not talking about a big farm. It is easy in a big farm because it is managed well. It is the records are there in a very good manner. So if it's a big farm, it is easy. But I'm talking about a smallholder farmer. Can the meat from there go to a slaughterhouse, get the records, go to different parts of the world, and then go to a meat shop, and a customer actually knows where it has come from? Is that a possibility? And that is where we were working for in the last 3 years, and we have reached this place. Today, we actually know every pig that our farmers have. We know when we say 5,000 farmers, we know where they are, we know the geolocation, we know how many pigs they have as of today, how many pigs and what age they have today. And we don't need to be in that field to know this. We know it from anywhere in the world. And we are now in this field where we know all our pig farmers. I'll show you a live example of this. Can you see this? Is
Yes,
this
sir.
visible?
Yes, it's
Okay. Okay. So these are some of the locations where Arohan has got their presence in the Northeast in terms of pig farming. When we click on any of these links, it will take me to the particular cluster. This is one of our most advanced clusters, and every marker is a pig. Every marker is where you see the owner of the pig and how many pigs the owner has. So in Punjab, when you see or anywhere in the country, when you see pig farmers, you see that one pig farmer has got 1,000 pigs, 2,000 pigs. In Assam, it's not like that. Here, every person has got 2 or 3 pigs, and that's how the numbers increase. Everybody is a pig farmer here, and here we keep on monitoring how many pigs. Sometimes they have sold, then it becomes a zero. Someone a zero here. Yeah, Jita Nursery has 0 pigs as of today, and Ramchayari has got 0 pigs today, and Miss Dairy has got 3 pigs today. So every pig, every farmer is mapped. Every where I go, I know where my pigs are. And when we know where the pigs are, we know when they come, the pig comes. Every pig has a health card. Uh, so every pig has a barcode attached to it. Whenever our veterinarians go to the field and they give any kind of vaccination to the pig, it is recorded. If the deworming is done, it is recorded. If any antibiotic is given, it is recorded. So that we know what antibiotic has been given and when the pig is actually ready for sales. All this data helps us build a very good database, which later on translates into this. When the pigs come to our slaughterhouse, we know where it has come from. So when it goes to the meat store, we know where exactly the pig originated. Now, this was we were about to launch this in May, March, April this year, but because of the African swine fever breakout, we could not do it. But our work is complete, and very soon you will be able to get in all our choice pork and just oink packets with a unique barcode, which will give you exact location where the pig is coming from. And this is one of our, you will be able to actually, if you like the meat, you don't have to thank Arohan. You actually can thank the farmer who has done it. And that's, I think, that is a necessity in our country. And this will be using blockchain technology. So there will be, you will be exactly knowing how much money has gone to the farmer. Anyone?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in the science, in the field of veterinary science, it's not just about diagnosing a disease or making a meat products. There's so much to be done, and this we did without any base, without any fundamental understanding of animal behavior or the meat industry. You people are trained, and I'm sure young veterinarians can do much better job than this in the future. Till now, we've been talking about meat and piggery. Pig is so versatile that even if you throw away all the meat, you still can make so many things from the animal. It's one of the most versatile animals in the whole world. Uh, my mother, she does not take any kind of meat, so she also avoids pork naturally. But and there are many people who unknowingly take uh, products which has got pork origin in it. She was having a calcium tablet, and I showed it to her that the calcium tablet she was having had porcine, components in it. After that, she has stopped taking it. But that's the reality. Everywhere in so many products, you'll see maybe the harmless ice cream that you see also has got pork components in it. The bone china that we are having a tea in probably has got, if it is real bone china, it probably has the pig's bones in it. If you look at what do I say, hairbrushes is common. You have medicine components, a lot of things happening there. uh, Pet food in India is still mostly chicken, but abroad it is mostly pigs. Linoleum, which you get today, is mostly synthetic, but the real linoleum was all natural. That has got big components in it. Violin strings, if anyone of you really play the violin, the ones that you get today are all metal strings, but the real costly strings that comes from something called catgut. Catgut is not nothing to do with has nothing to do with cats. It has got everything to do with goats and pigs. It's made from one of the components of the intestines. So we have not even touched any of these components in our own foods till now. It has been almost 9 years of working with pigs. We have not touched any of this field. So you see, the world of meat is so big that even after dedicating 8 to 9 years in it, and I'm sure there are many experts who have taken much more time in that, we have not even touched the surface of what can be done. It's in the Western countries, these are all done in a fantastic manner. China is doing it. In fact, what has happened during the pandemic, I got a lot of calls from pharma companies. They were asking me about whether we can supply some of the components for, which were now getting, they were finding it difficult to import from China. But in piggery, in meat processing, you can do a lot of things from pigs. And why just talk about pigs? Let us talk about something beyond pigs. I'll just give you some three success stories. The first major event that we as Arohan Foods participated was in IIT Madras back in 2013. Uh, that time, I met someone called Mukundan, who started a company called Stella. Today, Stellabs is one of the most innovative companies in the field of, in the dairy sector, and they give smart solutions for even the smallest of dairy farms out there. They understand what a farmer needs. They understand how an animal behaves, and they have researched a lot and brought Stellabs to the stellar position that they are in today. Similar to Stellabs, like Stellabs is in dairy, Eruveka has done it in the aqua scenario in the country. Not only in the country, they have exported things to the Southeast Asian countries. They have also exported to Mexican countries, the North American countries. What they do is they monitor water conditions. They help aqua farm, the fishery, the pond management. They manage pond, feed management, and whatnot. They are doing a lot of research in this field. The third company is a company called Iron Goat. This is not an Indian company; it's an American company. This company has got something to do with goats, but not only with goats. It can be also for cows. They simply, manage how the hay is collected from the field and makes them into pelletized feed for goats and cows in cattle. All three of these companies, none of them were started by veterinarians. All three companies have everything to do with veterinary science. Now, why I'm giving you this success stories is that uh, there are a lot of things that needs to be done in the animal husbandry, meat processing, animal science, anything to do with agriculture and livestock management. Opportunity is big, but there are people who are identifying them. They are doing it, and I think as young veterinarians, you need to look at those opportunities, and with those opportunities, you will be able to, get to new heights. If you look at the Indian startup scenario, the highest number of startups are in this segment. Second highest this, third highest this, and the smallest segment is this. Emerging sectors, the Flipkarts, the Oyos, the Olas, all are in this segment. There are many companies in this segment which are using technology to deliver. IT companies who are, delivering this and that and whatnot. Then there are traditional sectors like in manufacturing something, doing something differently. We started off by being a company in this sector and have moved on to this sector. Trading services, wholesale and retail, that's where the number of companies lies. And the smallest number of startups are in this segment, which is called EdTech. Few but noteworthy. Startups is noted across the world. Ayurveda is now renowned across the world. And uh, agri technology is a is a sector which every investor is looking very you know in a focused manner, very, and has got a lot of funds coming in the, especially after March last year. If any one of you really want to become an entrepreneur, and like many of you have said, and I am many of you have been hesitating to say, if you really want to do something, rather than focusing on these three sectors, which is easier and much more thing, I think you people have more aptitude towards this, and you should focus on this, because this is what is going to change India. This is what is going to make a difference to the farmers. This is what is going to make the next big jump, right? And if you really want to do this, then I'm just about to finish my presentation. Before after that, I'll take my questions. I'll just finish off by giving you some points about how to start your own organization. From idea to a plan, what it takes. Many a times I keep on meeting a lot of entrepreneurs out there. What happens is, people find it difficult to explain their ideas to me. People find it difficult to formulate their ideas into a sentence or a couple of sentences. You start by making it as concise as possible. When you start, it might be whether you can write it in 3 lines, but the idea should be how small you can make it, maybe a single line. Why I'm saying, the more concise you can write your ideas in, the better it is. That means you have put more control in it. If you ask me about Ardohan food, what is my idea? I have only three words to define this. It is next big idea. So we do anything in big. We have trademarked that sentence. Next big idea. So anything that is in big, we are going to do it. So whatever you want to do, just make your idea as concise as possible, and start incubating that. Discuss with people. Sometimes what happens is people think that, oh, if I tell my idea to this person, he will take my idea. Trust me, if you have the idea, that means you know it better than anyone else. Nobody is there to take your ideas and start something. That means it is copyable. When your idea is not copyable and you own it, nobody is going to take it. At least no one who has got their own businesses. So discuss your businesses with others. Discuss your ideas with others, with your peer group, with someone in the any incubation centers out there. Discuss with them, and it will make your idea better and better and better. You have to have a thorough knowledge of your target market. You make mistakes, but that does not matter. Eventually, you will learn and you will have a better understanding of your target market. Use the canvas. The canvas, I will show it to you later on. After you have made the canvas, you should make a presentation deck. If you think that you need to incubate, then go ahead and incubate. Every institution has an incubation center now. 10 years back, we were struggling to understand what an incubation center is, but today there are so many incubation that many startups have become incubators in multiple companies. And once you know that your idea is there, you know the market, you think that you have put in your efforts as much as necessary, just go for it. There is no better way to know whether it will work or not other than just lunging in. And when I said point number 4, use the canvas. and then this one. So this is the business model canvas. It's a, if you Google, you'll find a lot of explanations on this. This is a very simple format of refining your idea, but it looks very simple, but it's very powerful. You start by identifying your key partners. For Arohan, our key partners were our farmers, our retailers, the research institutions, the veterinary colleges, the universities. All these were our partners. What are the key activities that we want to do? For us, it was piggery. It was initially, we started off with value-added products, eventually went on to do a lot more in pigs. The resources that we had, or are the resources which we will be requiring, and what value proposition that we are offering. Because if you look at the slides at the very beginning, I said an entrepreneur creates value. This is what stands out. This takes the center. What value are you proposing? Then the customer relationships that you're going to have, the channels through which you are going to, channels which you are going to use to get your products to the market, products or services to the market. The customer segments that you're going to focus, the cost structure, and most importantly, the revenue streams for your business. This, if you have all these things in your mind, all these things you have identified, then I think you will be able to take your journey in a meaningful manner in the field of entrepreneurship. So I'll stop here. I have 2 more slides to discuss about some of the areas which you can focus on. But before that, I would like to take some questions or anything that you have in mind. Anyone?
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Yes.
So how you see your last mile workers in the farm and interacting with the farmers at the farm level in the
Sorry?
days? You see your last mile workers, actually the persons dealing with the farmers at the farm
Okay.
level in the days you started your journey and now.
See, if initially we,
My
as I
question,
said,
my question is basically how to make them convinced about that what how we are doing and what we are doing.
right. So initially, when we started our journey, we did not have a relationship program. Mostly, what we had was a business program, meaning if the mandi price was 110 rupees per se, that time it was around 110 rupees. So we said to the farmer that I will give you 110 rupees without you going to the mandi, and I will buy it directly from you. So they were happy, because otherwise they used to have to give a mandi price, mandi rate, and there'll have to be 2 different middlemen and everything. So the farmer was giving. That used to work for us, and our focus was on the bigger markets. So that initially worked for us. Eventually, that model failed. As I said, on our journey, there are ups and downs. Last 3-4 years, what we have done is a much more how is it collaborative and sustainable approach. Now what we do is we have branch offices in different areas. Let's say we have a big cluster in a place called Gogamukh, so we will open an office there. There we recruit local people as our mobilizers. When we say mobilizer, we train them. We train them with our company ethics. We train them about piggery management. We train them about what the farmer needs to and how the farmer needs to grow their pigs. These mobilizers then go to the farmers. and then they spread the news, then they work together, and now we become a participatory sort of a partners, wherein, like I said, we have opened those retail outlets, big outlets for our farmers. So whatever they are earning for themselves. Now they are earning at the retail price, they are not earning at the wholesale price, so the earnings are more. We are buying from them at the retail price because we need meat and we are only making value-added products, so we anyway have the margins to be made. So here now the farmers are taking up better management, they are taking up better housing, they are accepting what we are saying because we have promised them something and we have delivered it. Once we make a promise to someone and if we deliver it, then the trust builds much faster. So when they saw that yes, the pigs are growing faster with silage feed, they started believing in us. Once they saw that yes, the housing does not have any order, they started believing in us. I'm not saying that everybody does that. There are still farmers who do not do it. They do it for profitability. They just want to, they will maintain their own standards, but they will sell it to us because they get a better price. But eventually they become your partners rather than your customers. Does it answer your question, or anything else
So,
needs to be added?
so as you said that most of the people had only 3 to 4 animals with
Yes,
them.
yes, yes.
Is it a very effective model to open up shop to everyone? And if there was a market for the retailing over there, then why would they were selling at the wholesale price earlier when going to mandis and making
Okay,
all that cost over in the book?
okay. Let me go back to one sentence that I used in the presentation, that Assam has got 2 million pigs. A very comparable country to Assam in 2 million pigs is Ireland. Ireland has 2 million pigs roughly. Assam has got 2 million pigs roughly. The only difference between Ireland and Assam is Ireland has 2 million pigs and 1,000 farmers who are rearing those pigs. Assam has got 2 million pigs and over 7 lakh farmers who are rearing this. So the nature of the northeastern piggery growers are that which they are essentially they are backyard farms, right? Now, if we, there are two ways we can do it. One is that we could have brought in a very big farm with 10,000 pigs and everything, and managed it, run it. Then we'd have probably it had have gone much farther, and our name would have been much better. Or convert these farmers to better and hygienic to adopt better and hygienic practices. We chose the second one. It was more time consuming but more fruitful. Today, a farmer who used to have 2 or 3 pigs, some of them have grown up to rear 200 pigs. Some of them have gone up to rear 25 pigs. Some of them have gone to rear 100 pigs. I think that has got more moral satisfaction than me opening 10,000 pig farm. A. Second is, we did it for two reasons. One, it not only saves the risk at our point, it also de-risks the farmer. De-risks the farmer in the sense, a farmer losing 2 or 3 pigs is acceptable to him or her. A farmer losing 1,000 pigs is not acceptable. During this pandemic, there was another disease that was spreading called African swine fever. You must have all heard about it. We have seen how it works. Our farmers were angry. Our farmers were weeping. Reason being, they were losing. The last week I was there, it was such a sad scenario. Once when we were seeing so many pigs in those villages, we see zero pigs now. Slowly, we were devastated in April. By August, we were thinking what to do. November, when I see, we have already started sanitizing the houses. We have started giving sentinel pigs to them. Sentinel pigs are those pigs which are given to in an affected area, which if it survives means the virus is gone. If it dies, then it's a loss of one pig. So before we move ahead, we have given sentinel pigs to different in different locations. And look at the resilience today. We lost something around 3,500 pigs in that area where the disease was spreading. If personally we would have lost 3,500 pigs, it would have been a devastation for us. Today, because it was 2 or 3, 4, 5, 10 pigs in different households, each of the households is resilient enough to introduce it again. So the power of smallholders is very, very, it's very interesting. In fact, if you should read the paper written by Dr. Taneja uh, on smallholder pig farmers. Also, Dr. K.M. Bujarburwa has written a paper on smallholder farmers. China, it was half dead pigs have died, but the smallholder pigs still survive. And the growth is again going to come because of the smallholder farmers. In Assam, also the smallholder farmers needs to be handheld and taken to the next level rather than me opening a big farm. At least in Assam. The question is different in Punjab. Punjab is a different scenario. There, piggery is raised done because we have excess feed, right? It is done because there is a market for pigs. Here, piggery is done because you don't have feed, but you need protein source. So you cannot make you cannot adopt the same practices from Punjab to Assam. Assam needs to be different because the reason they raise pigs is different. We are just being a participant in their process rather than changing their process. Okay. The second point is, if you look at a pig farm with 10,000 pigs, I, as a 10,000 pigs, I'm managing it. It is not easy. But if you look at this one, if you look at this one, this cluster has got 10,000 pigs. It's as big as a, it is still manageable, right? We are using technology to manage it. We are not using, and it is much cheaper to have this than to run a 10,000 pig farm. So how does it matter? For me, if I need 10,000 pigs, I still have 10,000 pigs. But my 10,000 pigs are spread across different locations. My manpower cost is less. People are earning more money, and I am becoming a participant in their growth in their resources and wealth. Second, they do have the market in their own areas. Why were they selling it to retailer middlemen? Is because they did not have they needed the money instantly. They did not have the ability to take back what was not sold in the day. They did not have the ability to understand how much will be sold, when it is to be sold, which locations will work, because they are farmers. They are not retailers. They are not wholesalers. So they were, a lady would raise a pig for 7, 8 months, earn 9,000 rupees. A person with an auto van, just because he has the auto van, will earn 3,000 rupees in 2 hours time because he has picked up the pig from the lady. We do not like that equation. Now the lady earns whatever is the retail price, and she is happy to increase her number of pigs from 1 to 2. That's 100% growth. Does it answer my question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Any other question?
No.
Hello, sir. There is one question from the participant.
Yeah.
Shall I ask?
Yes, sure.
Okay, sir. This Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership (RCEP). This is basically free trade agreement, and he asked actually 16 Asian Pacific countries already joined it, and if India join it, then what's your opinion on how it will affect the India's processed food industry, be it at local level or globally?
Unfortunately, I have not read about this, so I'll have to, read about this and get back to the person, Karandeep Sama, right? Who has asked
Yes,
this,
yes,
right? I'll have to look at this in a better way. However, I have something else to discuss on the similar scenario. There was this question about free trade agreement between India and the Southeast Asian countries. and there was a roadways to be made from connecting the Northeast to the rest of Southeast Asia. They said in 72 hours we will reach Thailand. So the roadways is still happening, and people are very jubilant about it. However, we have to ask, when we open this uh, gateways, will it help our smallholder farmers, right? Or is it going to be is it going to be a problem for our smallholder farmers? Reason being, the price difference, we have to look at the price competitiveness of our products vis-a-vis the Southeast Asian countries. When, especially in the piggery sector, if we look at the prices of pork in Vietnam and Cambodia, today it is high because of the African swine fever affecting China. But we have already seen a downward trend in the global hog prices across. In fact, it has come down to year and a half back. What was a year and a half back? So eventually, in the next 6 months, the prices are going to again normalize. China already has got huge farms coming up. That means they're going to normalize the prices again. In that scenario, we have to look at whether a free trade agreement will benefit us or it will become, uncompetitive for us, right?
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can I elaborate the question I wanted to ask?
Yes, please.
Sir, basically, I don't have much information about the processed food sector, but I
Okay.
read somewhere that India is already trade deficit with the countries, and
Yes.
in dairy sector, if we see about Australia and New Zealand, they have lesser population and superior breeds, so they are in dairy sector they are surplus. So
Hmm.
if they can easily flood milk and milk products in India, which will affect our farmers, though it will benefit consumers because I think the rates will go down.
Hmm.
In same way, I think China has biggest population in case of piggery,
Yes.
and yeah, so I think, sir, in my opinion, it can affect Indian farmers. That's what I wanted to ask.
Right. I'll take the piggery thing first, then the dairy thing. Uh, China has got the world's highest population of pigs. It's around 500 million. They lost a lot because of the African swine fever. The whole world produces pigs for China. So what we have in India for FCI, let's say FCI for wheat and for rice, China has that for pigs out there. Pigs, pork is something which impacts China more than anything in the world. So if you look at their strategic purchases across the globe, they have bought big companies in America just to fulfill their domestic requirements. I don't see in the near future China exporting, because China will still be a net importer of pork. Pork. Countries like Vietnam, Cambodia, Philippines, for that matter, Indonesia, for that matter, were uh, exporting to China. Russia, on the other hand, because of their differences with European Union, also was a net importer. That's one of the biggest importers out there. But if you look at what has happened now, Russia has opened up so many big farms in the last couple of years that today they are becoming almost self-sufficient, and they will become self-sufficient in the near future. So the markets in Philippines, Indonesia, who were focused on sending it to Russia, they will have a surplus, but that surplus probably will be going to the Chinese market rather than to countries like India. But yes, we have to look at whether they are competitive. We will be competitive in that scenario. But not being competitive does not mean uh, you know we should not focus on what we have. What I mean by this is, uh, let's say a country like Germany, who has got their own way of rearing pigs and everything. They always have a surplus for naturally grown pigs, which is, I think, a focus that we are doing in India. China also has a regulation for pork meat, but they do not have a regulation for their organically grown pig or for the naturally grown pigs. They have a surplus on that. So if one hand you see that yes, we have been flooded by pork from outside, but there is also an opportunity for us to grow natural pigs, which will always have a premium over the farm grown, the dry grain grown pigs out there. Coming to dairy, like I said in FCI, do you know that in India we waste more wheat than Australia can ever produce in a year? That's the level of wheat production in India. And if tomorrow we see dairy products coming, dairy, the milk and all coming from China, from Australia, New Zealand to India, I'm sure we'll have value additions which will take care of it. Today, Amul is exporting. It's one of the biggest. We are the biggest producer of milk in the world today, and dairy industry has consolidated very, very well.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Done. Anything else?
No, sir.
So how you?
There is one more question by Karamveer Singh. Is there any potential to realize by Punjab pig farmers in Assam, as it is the only sizable market for pig without hurting their already existing traditional pig market? Punjab pig farmers are already selling it in the northeast. In fact, they have tied up with Nagaland very recently, wherein because Nagaland is a deficit state, Punjab Pig Farmers Association has tied up with Nagaland for supply. We are also in touch with many of the pig farmers in Punjab, and I don't see there should not be any restriction. If there is a price competition that exists, then we should look at quality and everything. And if everything matches, then and Punjab can produce enough for Assam and Northeast, I think that should be welcomed. Anything else?
So how you see artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, sort of things in coming up agri-tech industry?
It's big time. In fact, Dr. Simanjit has told you that I have been working on this area. See, AI and IoT, both Stellabs and Eruveka has been doing it extensively. There are many Israeli companies who are doing it extensively in this field. In piggery, what we are trying to do is just it's in the research stage right now. We have done some field trials, then given us good results. We are monitoring the hazardous gases that comes out from the biobeds that we have. We are monitoring pig weight from a remote location. We are looking at ways can we do antemortem and postmortem analysis remotely using IoT. So, last year I had a discussion with some of the institutions here. So they are looking at can we diagnose or understand pig behavior remotely. So IoT and IoT is a very, very upcoming, is a buzzword today in the startup area. But I think in the animal husbandry scenario, this is really big. It has got a really big focus on it. We can focus on it. Do you have any ideas on this?
Yes, sir. I have some ideas on the poultry one. I have read about that.
Okay, okay. I think you should pursue. No, I'll tell you why. I'm an engineer. I know maybe I will better understand the component, right? I'll better understand the component of what is a sensor, what is a microprocessor. I will understand better than a veterinarian. But when you say agri-tech, I think tech is the easy part. Agri is the difficult part. And you people are in a much better position than I am in, because you understand animal behavior better, you understand livestock better, so you will be able to understand agri-tech better than tech guys. So you should pursue that. And if you need any help from me, I will be very happy to discuss with you.
Thanks a lot, sir. That's so kind of you.
And that goes for everyone. If you, as I said, did nothing, if you need to discuss anything regarding your ventures, I'll be very happy to, if I can in my own level, I will definitely give you my inputs. If not, I'll connect you with people who are there already in the field doing it. Why? Because as a startup, as a person who needs to start something, you need to have the network, and network is easily available. You just have to reach out. If you reach out, I'm sure you'll get it. Any other questions? None? Okay, I'll just end by giving you one slide. This, I think, are the some market opportunities that you have. Genetics is one, probiotics another, feeding solutions like the iron goat solution that I discussed about today. Better farm management, what Delapse is doing, Rebecca is doing. Robotics, feed management in robotics, in remote sensing, remote monitoring. All those are upcoming segments. And innovative retailing. These are areas you really can focus on, and some market opportunities are there for entrepreneurship. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for such detailed and informative presentation. It was really an inspiring presentation, sir.
Hope I was able to give you some input. If anybody wants to write to me, I'm sending my email ID here. You can get in touch with me and directly, and let me know if I can give you any other information you need. Thank you.
Okay, now moving further, on behalf of IDP Cell and the Department of LPT, I take this opportunity to propose the vote of thanks to those who have directly and indirectly contributed to this webinar on entrepreneurship development through meat processing and value addition for young veterinarians. We are thankful to our Chief Patron and Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Inderjit Singh Sir, for kind motivation and enthusiastic support. We are also thankful to our patron, Dr. S.S. Guman Sir, Dean, College of Veterinary Science, for their support and guidance. And a special thanks to our key speaker, Dr. Arnav Goswami Sir, for such an informative presentation. And our heartfelt thanks to our organizing secretary, Dr. Pavan Kumar Sir, Assistant Meat Technologist, Department of LPT, all the members of IDP Cell and various participants for your active participation and cooperation in organizing this webinar. Thank you all for your kind attention.
Thank you.